Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's daily reflection. Today is October 27th. It is Tuesday. Today, we're going to be talking about putting pen to paper, right? We probably all know what that is. That is the infamous, the ever-looming 4-step, right? That's it. Now, when we talk about the 4-step, it doesn't always kind of feel like we're trying to talk people into it. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of, I'm going to be reading, but I'm going to give my little skinny on it. If you want the promises in the big book, if you want to live a life of recovery, if you want your family back, if you want to find out who you are, who you really, really are, do the 4-step. If you would like to remain miserable, I've seen plenty of people not do the 4-step and stay sober, but they have no kind of recovery. Okay? They're miserable. They're usually the people that bang on the counter or the table saying how grateful they are. Right? But it's really anger. They've mixed up the emotions, right? The 4-step is where we get to take stock in who we are and what it is that makes us tick and why we're doing some of the things that we're doing. Okay. It also helps us come to some realizations of our behavior and how it is that we're acting and what those behaviors are and why we need to change them. Okay. That we need to change them because they are not who we are. Right. Can the 4-step be, it can be scary to do, but it's not. Okay. I was told it's only as hard as I make it. Okay. And I chose not to make it very hard. I decided that it was just time. And honestly, I had nothing left to lose. I mean, it's not like nobody knew what was going on with me. Now, there were specific things that I wasn't proud of. Okay. But I talked to my sponsor about that. We reviewed those. So, but let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see what the daily reflections and the big book have to say about all of this, right? The program's 4 steps suggest that we make a fearless moral inventory of ourselves. For so many of us, especially newcomers, the task seems impossible. Right? Don't worry about it yet. If you're not on the 4-step, don't worry about it. Each time we take pencil in hand and try to look inward, pride said scoffingly, "You don't have to bother to look." And fear cautions, "You better not look." We find eventually that pride and fear are mere wisps of smoke, the cloudy strands from which we were woven, the mythological of our old ideas. You guys, they don't even really exist. We made them up. Right? Also, keep in mind, you're not the only person to do this. Okay, we talked about this yesterday, being unique, right? But not being terminally unique. Okay, your problems are not so unique that your sponsor probably hasn't heard them before. Okay, if you feel like you've gone clear down the line, that maybe a 5th step might be, overwhelming, then you find somebody that went far down the line like you. Right? When we push pride and fear aside and finally make a fearless inventory, we experience relief and a new sense of confidence beyond description. Have I made an inventory? Have I shared its rewards so as to encourage others? Right? Because we're trying to get better. Doing our 4-step is part of our amends, is part of our living amends. Okay? Because there is no apology. None of it ever works without change behavior. Okay? I can apologize all I want, but without change behavior, I'm just a little boy crying wolf. Okay. And after a while, nobody's going to believe me. Right? They're not going to, I'm going to get sober, man. I am going to do it this time. Well, we're happy for you. They don't say it, but we know it, right? It's hard, man. Okay. Know that you're not the only person. Selfishness, self-centeredness, that we think is the root of our troubles. Driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking, and self-pity, we step on the foes of our fellows and they retaliate. Sometimes they hurt us seemingly without provocation, but we invariably find that in some time of the past we have made decisions based on self, which later places in a position to be hurt. Okay. Now, that's where we usually go to when we start to read this stuff, right? Page 62, right? But that's the third step. Actually, it's the second step. All right. So we're already working on this before we even get to the fourth step. That's why 1, 2, and 3 are so important. Okay. Now, don't say, now there's a balance in there. One, you need to have a good foundation, man. It's got to be solid. Okay. So take a little bit of time on it, but don't sit there and draw little pretty pictures and stuff on your foundation while avoiding your fourth step. All right. Your foundation's done. It is time to move on, right? It is plain that a life which includes deep resentment leads only to futility and unhappiness. We're on page 66 now. To the precise extent that we permit these, do we squander the hours that might have been worthwhile. But with the alcoholic whose hope is maintenance and growth of the spiritual experience, this business of resentment is infinitely grave. We found that it is fatal. Okay. Oh, but I'm not drinking anymore. It can still kill you. Okay. Strokes, heart attacks, physical conditions. Yep. It's still going to kill you. I know. Sucks, huh? Yeah. My all of that got me to a heart attack at 42. I am not the person that I was, and I certainly don't live. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? Saying, I got angry for like 2 minutes. I mean, I was just pissed, man. It was just enough. But it took me, but the way that I look at it is number one, I came out of that 2 minutes without owing an apology to anyone. That was my first thing, right? But 2 minutes is pretty damn fast, man. Thank you, God, for not letting me live there and helping me get out of that. Now, how did that happen? Practice. Lots and lots of practice. 5 years of practicing. Okay? And then we turn around and we're doing it. And we don't even realize it. That's what's cool. That's why I call AA, I call it the Karate Kid effect. For when harboring such feelings, we shut ourselves off from the sunlight of the spirit. The insanity of alcohol returns and we drink again, and with us to drink is to die. If we were to live, we had to be free of anger. The grouch and the brainstorm were not for us. They may be the dubious luxury of normal men, but for alcoholics, these things are poison. We turned back to the list, for it held the key to the future. We were prepared to look at it from an entirely different angle. We began to see the world and its people really dominated us. In that state, the wrongdoing of others, fancied or real, had power to actually kill. How could we escape? We saw that these resentments must be mastered, but how? We could not wish them away any more than alcohol. This was our course. We realized that the people who wronged us were perhaps spiritually sick, like us. It's not in there, but like us, right? And now we can empathize with that. Can't we empathize? Oh, but they're normies. Yeah, but we can still empathize. Right? That's what's cool about being an alcoholic or an addict. We get to see things in other people that other people may not ever see. Right? Or we bring it up to them, and they're like, I just never had that thought process in my life. Thank you for letting me know that. And then they go on taking your suggestion, living a happier life, right? Just because of a quick decision or whatever, where we have to learn how to do that, right? So we have a lot of hard work to do, but those are some of the things that we get out of it. This, though we did not like their symptoms and the way they disturbed us, they, like ourselves, were sick too. We asked God to help us show them the same tolerance, pity, and patience they would have cheerfully granted a sick friend. When a person offended, we said to ourselves, "This is a sick man. How can I be helpful to him? God save me from being angry. Thy will be done." We avoid retaliation and argument. We wouldn't treat sick people that way. If we do, we destroy our chance of being helpful. Okay? We're sitting here at step 3, step 4, talking about helping other people. I want you to notice that. We cannot be helpful to all people, but at least God will show us how to take a kindly and tolerant view of each and every one. I'm going to do this next paragraph, and then I'm going to show you guys my fourth step. Referring to our listing and putting out of our minds the wrongs others had done, we resolutely looked for our own mistakes. Where had we been selfish, dishonest, self-seeking, and frightened? Though a situation had not been entirely our fault, we tried to disregard the other person involved entirely. Where were we to blame? The inventory was ours, not the other man's. When we saw our faults, we listed them. We placed them before us in black and white. We admitted our wrongs honestly and were willing to set these matters straight. What I thought was so cool about this part, was, let's refer this to the serenity prayer, So God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. In this case, that's going to be the other people and what they've done in this particular situation, correct? So I don't have any control over that. And actually I've let go of control of that, right? I did that in step 3. So now what I'm left with is me. Right? So God grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can. Here we are. The courage to change the things I can. You know what's cool about that? You can work on yourself all freaking day. It doesn't affect somebody else, right? Right? Things in the world need to be changed. Well, I need to change me first. Well, I have control over that. Right? And that should give you some hope, man. That should say, hey, you know what? You have no clue how to do this, but we're going to show you a little bit of respect. We're going to give you something, right? So see, I can't control any of this stuff out here. It's very frustrating, right? Because they don't do what I say. Makes me angry. Makes me do things I don't want to do, But the cool thing is it's all about you, right? So we got a couple minutes left. I'm going to show you my 4th step real quick. It's going to be so quick you're not going to be able to read it, right? So I want you to see how this is a list, And right next to it is just a line of what happened in that particular situation, And then that person's just going to become a number, And you guys can see my list, I just went 10 pages. So there's plenty of lists, Plenty of them. This is why we don't get into particulars. All right? Particulars will make an autobiography. This is not an autobiography. This is a thorough 4th step. Yes, I held on to my 4th step. Why? Because it's my 9th step also. And my family is nice enough to stay away from because they understand that it's none of their freaking business, right? That and I keep it hidden. They don't need to know about it. It's not about them anyway. Right? So fearless and thorough. A couple of suggestions. Never go past the one line. You get one line. My mom, well, I felt like she treated me differently than the other children. That's it. Done. On to the next one. 15, 20 minutes a day. Then you take it. Then you take it and you shut it. I'm done for today. Say it out loud. I'm done for today. Oh, wait a minute. What about that one thing? Nope. I'm done for today. But what if I forget? Nope. Don't do it. You may want to. You're like, ooh, more, because I'm feeling good. No. Don't do it. 15, 20 minutes. Okay. Why? Because we are teaching you how to let go and let God right now. We've been teaching you this since you walked in the program, but now it's an action. Okay. And you are literally letting things go like you would not believe. So let's finish the reflection and go start our day here. May I not be stalled by my inhibitions when it comes to making a moral inventory of myself. May I not get to the 4-step and then screech to a stop because the task may seem overwhelming. I call it the AA shuffle. 1, 2, 3 slip. 1, 2, 3 slip. Right? I've got 6 months sober. I'm on step 3. Woo, 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 whoa. Oh, what? Let's go talk with your sponsor, man. May I know that my inventory today, even though I try and make it thorough and honest, may not be as complete as it will be if I repeat it again. For the process of self-discovery goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It does. That's why I said don't worry about it. It's going to come back around when it's supposed to. Today, I'll remember, praise God for progress, of course. I mean, we can do that. All right, guys, thanks for being here. We have a podcast coming out today. We are full for the week. I'm doing a podcast today. We got one coming out. Lots of great things going on. So I have a fantastic day, guys. Love y'all. Peace out. And have a day. Bye.